Welcome everyone to the channel From Trauma to Triumph with Veteran MJ. So this is going to be the first video in a series of videos called Coping Skills Toolbox. So today we're going to talk about the benefits of healthy coping skills, right? So we all have coping skills. Now, whether or not they're healthy and helpful is a different question, right? So with healthy coping skills, they're going to help reduce stress and anxiety. It's going to promote emotional regulation, which what is emotional regulation, right? That's just processing emotions constructively. So not suppressing them, but not exploding them either, but constructively. Healthy coping skills helps to improve relationships by being able to communicate better. You're able to receive communication better, and you're able to give communication better. So with healthy coping skills. Healthy coping skills also supports mental and physical health, because with a calm mind, that promotes a calm body. And then it also builds resilience. It's easier to bounce back from stressful moments that happen in life, because we all deal with stressors, right? Stressors are going to happen. That's just part of the world. And so having healthy coping skills, we can bounce back quicker. So the particular coping skill that I'm going to be talking about today is grounding. Grounding is my go-to, right? It is the thing that you can do anywhere, at any time, in any circumstance. Grounding is such a great thing to go to. So, what is grounding? Grounding is getting yourself back in the present moment by using your five senses, right? All five senses. Now, if you were to Google grounding techniques, five senses grounding techniques, you're going to find that a lot of them say to list five things that you can see, four things that you can touch, three things that you can hear, two things that you can smell, and one thing that you can taste, right? And that's all well and fine. That's great. If you can do that, awesome. Personally, for me, when I started using this technique, that was too much for me to even try to remember, right? Like, I'm in an anxiety attack. I can't remember how many things am I supposed to see? How many things am I supposed to touch? How many things am I supposed to hear? Am I doing them in the right order, right? So then my grounding technique started to be more stressful than what it was I was already stressed out about. So I have shortened it to just simply the five senses, right? And so what I have created is a grounding kit. So I have this bag that I carry with me everywhere I go. And in the bag, I keep my five senses, right? And you can use anything. Right? But so for the something to see, I have this awesome picture. This is me and my husband back when we were in high school. No, we weren't in high school. I take that back. We were both, I had just joined the military. And so this was a Christmas party that my family threw for me when I come home to visit. And but he was still in high school. He was graduating that year. He's 1 year younger than me. But yeah, so it's a great image. It takes me back to our younger days. And so it's very reminiscent. It's very special to me. So it gives me some peace and calm when I look at it, right? Can you just grab out your phone and look at pictures? Sure, you can. But I like having something that's completely separate, that this is just for my mental health. Because as we know, phones can also be anxiety inducing. And if you're in a moment where you're needing to ground yourself, maybe notifications are coming through, text messages are coming through, phone calls are coming through. You don't want that phone interrupting what you're trying to do in the moment. So sit that thing down, set it to the side, grab yourself out a photo or anything. It doesn't have to be an actual photo. Cut out an image from a magazine of your favorite car or your dream home or whatever it is. It could be a sticker, a sticker that's really funny. Anything that you like to look at, a picture of nature, anything. Just grab a visual image that's something easy to look at, and you can look at it and focus on that. So then we move on to touch, right? Something that I can touch. So the next thing in my little bag is this little guy here. He's a sloth and he's nice and small, so he's very portable. I can even clip him to my purse if I wanted to, but he's great. He's soft and squishy, and so, I can squeeze him. So maybe you like stress balls, right? So you can carry a stress ball with you. I do know people that carry the little mini containers of Play-Doh. So maybe you want to pull out some Play-Doh and be able to just squeeze through that, right? Something like that. Anything that you can touch, right? And so you have something to see and then something to touch. Next thing is something to hear. So for me, I've got something easy. I have this really jingly bangly bracelet. And so I keep that in there. So it's not something too loud that I'm going to be bothering other people. And it's just something that I can focus right here. What's right here, right now in my personal space, right? Because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to ground to right here. Because usually when anxiety takes over, our brain is going everywhere else, especially if you're somebody that deals with flashbacks. Then your body is remembering something bad that happened, and it feels like it's back there when it happened, and that's how your body is reacting to what happened then. And so you're trying to remind your body, you know what, no, I'm here and now. That is a memory. Right now my body is safe, right? And so that's what grounding is. We're bringing it into the present moment. And so this is just something small. It's not necessarily a pleasant sound, but it's just a sound. It's just a sound to help bring me right here and right now. Okay. And then smell. So I have this little sash of lavender. I love lavender. Maybe you don't like lavender. You don't have to use lavender. Use whatever you want, right? Whatever that you like. Maybe you have a little bottle of cologne or perfume, or those little the little sample things of cologne that comes in magazines and stuff. You know, whatever you want to use. Maybe you have a scented chapstick or something, whatever it is. But use something that you can smell, right? Something you can smell. And again, it helps bring you back to right here and now. We want to bring the whole body right back to here and now. And then something you can taste. So I have caramels in my bag. One, because I like caramel. Two, because it kind of takes a long time to like suck on it and chew on it. And so it takes it time. And so it gives me time to really focus on it and everything instead of something, you know, real quick and it's gone. It gives me that time to breathe and refocus, right? So what I do when I'm grounding is I do the things, I grab it, I look at it, and sometimes I say it out loud. Sometimes I just say it in my head. It really depends on the severity of the stress that I'm under at the time. So when I first started grounding, I said it out loud. I didn't care who was around, right? And I don't have to say it loud where everybody's hearing it, but I just need to say it out loud enough where I can hear it, right? And so I'm saying, hey, I'm looking at a picture. This is me. This is my husband, man, and I kind of recall the moment, right? And then I talk about what I'm touching. I'm talking about not just what I'm touching, but what it feels like, right? That's what I want to focus on, is the touch. And so I talk about how soft this is, and it's very squishy and it's very relaxing. And so I just kind of say these things to myself. And while I'm saying those things, of course, I'm breathing, trying to slow down my breathing. And I hear my sound, and I'm like, okay, it's kind of clanky sounding and everything. It's a little metallic. I kind of really focus on the individual sounds and say them to myself. So again, I'm focusing on what's right here on my person right now. Same thing with the smell. What kind of smell? Like, to me, lavender is a soft smell. It's a very relaxing smell. It kind of makes me want to go to sleep, if it makes you think of anything, just have that conversation with yourself. And then, of course, same thing. It's sweet, it's chewy, whatever it is that your taste thing is or your other things are, say that to yourself. And again, whether you're saying it out loud or you're having that conversation in your head, breathe through it the whole time and say those things. How I like to end my five senses is I tell myself where I physically am, and then I tell myself that I'm okay and I'm safe. So at the end of this, I would have had my caramels in my mouth, right? I'm probably still squeezing on my little stuffy here. And I tell myself, I'm in my office. I am okay. I am safe. And you know what? I might have to do that more than once. I might have to do that a few times before I can get my body to regulate back down and everything calm back down. And then I can face whatever's going on, right? So that's a grounding kit. Now you might be saying, I'm not carrying all that stuff with me, right? Maybe you don't carry a bag. Maybe you don't carry a purse, or whatever the case may be. You're like, that's all too frilly for me, or whatever. One, pick whatever you want. It does not have to be as girly as my stuff is. You can pick whatever you want. But here's a great one that anybody and everybody can carry, right? A lot of guys like this choice. An Altoids box. You have all five senses right here in an Altoids box, right? So you're in a stressful moment, maybe you're having a flashback, anxiety, grab that Altoids box and you look at it. And you can say, okay, I'm looking at the Altoids box and it's trimmed in red, the background is white, the letters are black, right? You're describing it to yourself. You're saying it is what you see. All right, now we're moving on to touch. So what I love about an Altoids box is it's got the raised letters, right? So I get to feel that. I get to feel the smoothness of the box. I can feel the raised letters. I can feel the different edges and everything. And so I can sit there and say all of that to myself and then hear it. I can shake it, right? And so I can hear the sound of the mints moving around in the box. Altoids are curiously strong, and so I can open it up. I can smell that, whichever flavor of Altoids I happen to have, because there's mint and there's cinnamon, there's original, and so I can smell that and focus on that smell. And then, of course, the last one, taste. Take one out, pop it in my mouth, focus on that taste. And so I've got all 5 senses in one grounding kit right here in an Altoids box, right? So I hope that you really liked this tip on how to use grounding, how to put together a grounding tip, or just grab a box of Altoids. So feel free to share that with other veterans that you know. Share it with anybody, because this is obviously not a tip just for veterans. I'm a veteran, so that's the perspective that I come from. But grounding is something that anyone and everyone can use. It's a great tool to start teaching your kids. Kids can throw an Altoids box or a little gift grounding kit that they can put together themselves and throw in their backpack. So whenever they're having a stressful moment, they can pull that out and do that. But so I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that you come back for more. So for more practical coping tools, remember to like and subscribe. And together we will heal, we will rise, we will thrive, and be triumphant.